welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to dig into an ancient Zen text that offers a really radical path to peace. Its whole idea challenges the one thing our minds are doing constantly, and that's making choices.
Right out of the gate, the text hits us with this powerful, kind of paradoxical statement. No preferences? I mean, that sounds completely impossible, right? Our whole lives are basically built around liking this and disliking that. But Hsin here is suggesting that this very mechanism, well, it's the source of all our trouble.
So let's really get into this, because if we can wrap our heads around this one single idea, it could totally change how we experience the world. How on earth can letting go of our likes and dislikes be the key to freedom?
To explain this, Hsin does something pretty interesting. He doesn't start with a solution. No, he starts with a diagnosis, a description of this universal human condition that he calls the disease of the mind.
And there it is, just plain and simple. The core of our anxiety, according to this, isn't what's happening outside of us. It's this constant internal tug-of-war between our desires and our aversions, this endless push and pull going on inside our own heads.
So here's the crucial part. This internal division, this non-stop judging of everything, it actually stops us from seeing things as they really are. You see, we're not actually experiencing reality. We're experiencing our opinion of reality.
Now, this is where it gets really interesting, because you can see how it contrasts these two massive worldviews. Western thought, going way back to Aristotle, is built on this either-or logic. It's always demanding that we choose. But the Zen mind of Hsin points towards something totally different, neither nor, a state of choiceless awareness, where wholeness is the starting point. To see what this disease of the mind actually looks like in real life, let's turn to a classic, kind of funny story. It's about a man who, even when he's technically set free, finds himself completely trapped by his own choices. And that just illustrates the problem perfectly, doesn't it? Even when the cage is open, he's still trapped in the web of his own decisions and attachments. His mind is so divided by his preferences that he can't even grasp a simple, whole concept like home. So why is this simple act of choosing such a deep, profound trap? Well, in this next part, we're going to see that it all comes down to something called duality. Our minds absolutely love to put things in neat little boxes, good versus bad, right versus wrong, success versus failure. But life isn't like that at all. It's messy, it's chaotic, and everything is tangled together. Often, the good and the bad are just two sides of the very same coin.
Hsin seems to be suggesting that when we try to force life into our logical boxes, we might be choosing something that's dead and rigid over the vibrant, messy, unpredictable aliveness of what's actually real.
Now, this is a phenomenon that I guarantee every single one of us has experienced. Have you ever tried to force yourself to fall asleep? Or to remember a name and that's right on the tip of your tongue? It's like the harder you try, the more it just slips away.
This whole process, it shows us that some of the most important states in life, like relaxation, memory, even peace, they can't be willed into existence. Our desperate preference to achieve them is the very thing that pushes them away. The trying itself, it becomes the barrier.
So the bottom line is that our deepest states of being, things like peace or enlightenment, they aren't things we can get through effort. They're states we have to allow to happen, simply by letting go.
Okay, so if forcing, judging, and choosing are the problem, what in the world is the alternative? Well, Hsin's answer is radical. It's all about acceptance.
Now this is a challenging idea. The text is basically saying the problem isn't with the world. The problem is that we are unsettled in the world. We're the ones creating all the friction with our constant resistance and our endless preferences.
This brings us to this amazing concept called suchness. It's like seeing reality the way this quote describes it, a vast open space where absolutely nothing is missing and nothing is extra. It's this deep, unconditional acceptance of what is without that itch to add or subtract anything. And this idea of focusing on internal work, it leads to a really fundamental distinction between two ways of approaching life. So Hsin frames these as two different types of minds.
First, you have the political mind. And just to be clear, this isn't about politics. It's a mindset. This mind believes, I'm fine, but the world is broken and it needs fixing. It's totally focused on changing everything out there. Then you have the religious mind, in this Zen sense, which realizes the world is as it is. The real work needs to be done internally, on my own unsettled state.
So what does this kind of acceptance actually look like day to day? How do we live this way?
And this is the question everyone asks, isn't it? If we just accept everything, does that mean we become passive doormats? Do we just let things happen to us?
And the text is super clear about this. The goal is not to stop acting. The goal is to stop overthinking. It's about quieting that constant judgmental voice in your head that gets in the way of direct, real experience.
Think about it. Thinking is always about something. It's a commentary, a filter between you and the world. Action, on the other hand, that's direct contact. So by dropping the mental commentary, that little I inside that judges everything, we can finally act from a place of real clarity and presence in our lives.
And that, right there, is the final, provocative invitation from the Hsin Ming. It's not a command to become ignorant, it's an invitation to a different kind of knowing, one that comes from direct experience, not from the noisy filter of the mind. To step out of the struggle and into the silent, vast perfection of what simply is.